Hello everyone and welcome to Great On Reviews. I am very excited to introduce a very special watch, the new Seiko Arnie 40-year anniversary. Part number SNJ037 is the black stainless steel version. It literally just arrived and I cannot wait to do the unboxing of this amazing timepiece. We will also do a side-by-side comparison of the previous reissue, Seiko Arnie SNJ025. If you're on the market for any of these watches, having a side-by-side comparison might help you evaluate the pros and cons of these great watches. And without further ado, let's start the channel intro. Hello everyone, and the moment has come to do the unboxing of this watch. As you can see, it comes with a fairly standard Seiko box with a Seiko silver logo on the top. This is the box that they use for most Seiko watches. In fact, I have the previous generation Seiko Arnie 2019, as I mentioned before, and it also comes with exactly the same box. And now let's open the box and let's see what we find inside. Okay, so we see the manual for the H855 movement. This is gonna become handy at some point as I'm planning to do a functionality breakdown. This comes in a number of languages. We'll get to use that in the future. And we also see the standard European guarantee card from Seiko. This is also fairly standard with these watches. And here we have an additional box which is also has the same look and feel as the previous box. Okay, so the moment of the truth has come. Let's review the watch. Wow, oh my god, I love it. Wow. It has the tag SNJ037B1 and is a Seiko from the lineup Prospex. And I was on the fence on which one should I get. I was planning to get either the silver or the black one. At the end I went for the black one, mainly because this one is very faithful to the original Seiko Arnie in terms of looks. This is why I went for the black one. I did kind of like the previous model, so yeah, I'm glad I did it. And also that red second hand did the trick for me. I think it combines really well with the overall look of the watch. Really cool, really cool. Wow, I love it. I absolutely love it. Stunning. All right, let's put down the side and let's do some review of this watch. Wow, amazing. Okay, so I removed the stickers and adjusted the watch to my 6.7-inch wrist, which is about 17.5 centimeters, as I wanted you guys to see how this watch sits on a smaller wrist size. Initially, I was planning to add the resizing of the bracelet to the video. Unfortunately, my cat hunter thought it would be funny to jump on my desk and create a total mess. He moved the camera out of focus, kicked my spring bars and almost scratched the watch. So I decided to cut that part out of the video. I may show you at some point in the future. Shame on you, hunter. I did give him a punishment, which he was 2 hours without treats. So anyway, back to the important stuff. First, I will show you how this watch sits on my 6.7-inch wrist. I find it to be fairly comfortable. It sits really well on my wrist. I think it's just about the right size, and I don't think it feels too big or too small. It's quite similar to the previous Seiko Arnie 2019 version. The very subtle differences, but apart from that, they're both very similar. Which I have both here for a side-by-side comparison. The whole point of this video will be to answer some of the questions that I think you might have, which is which of these Seikos will offer you the best value. What do I like and what do I dislike of each of these watches? And if I had to choose one versus the other, which one would I go for? I will try to be as honest as possible. Again, this is my own personal preference. There is no right or wrong answer. It is my opinion, and you should choose whatever watch speaks to you and you feel more comfortable with. Our watch choice is always very unique to us, and if it speaks to you, then it's always the right choice, regardless of how everyone else will feel about it. So we will start by measuring the Seiko Arnie 2022. Okay, so we're gonna start by measuring the watch. First of all, we're gonna start with the case thickness, which is about 14.2 on the Seiko Arnie 2022, and on the Seiko Arnie 2019 is slightly thicker, which is about 14.6. I believe that mainly is because the bezel on the Seiko Arnie 2022 is flat, in line, almost in line with the glass, and on the Seiko Arnie 2019 it has an inclined drop to the glass. I'm not sure if you can appreciate it on the camera. I will try to add some high resolution pictures at the end of this video so you can appreciate a little bit better the differences between both watches. I have to be honest, I kind of prefer the bezel on the Seiko Arnie 2019, and the reason is because on the Seiko Arnie 2022 there is no drop to the glass, and so it's pretty much in line with the glass, and as a consequence is less protected. I believe that this was designed this way to improve visibility underwater, and in order to have a larger dial appearance. Well, I agree, it's more pleasing to the eye and more beautiful. It looks better, but I'm sure it's gonna be an scratch magnet. Both watches, the bezel is 120 clicks unidirectional, and in both watches it does feel quite satisfying. On the Seiko Arnie 2019 is more loud, the clicking is more loud. On the other hand, on the Seiko Arnie 2022 is a little bit less satisfying, I would say, and it feels a little bit more mechanical, for lack of a better term. So overall, I do think the Seiko Arnie 2019 takes the win on bezel design, mainly because it does offer, in my opinion, a better glass protection, considering that both watches comes with hardless crystal and no sapphire. I think Seiko Arnie 2019 takes the win on bezel design. So first of all, we're going to be measuring the lug size. Let's take a look. Which is about 22 millimeters on the Seiko Arnie 2022, and on the Seiko Arnie 2019 is also 22 millimeters. I'm quite glad that this is the case, as I love changing the straps, just like I did on my Seiko Arnie 2019. I absolutely love this strap as it gives such a stealthy military look to the watch. In addition, it has these little flaps on the back of the strap, and as a consequence it sits really comfortable on my wrist. Almost feels like a G-Shock style wings, if you know what I mean. I cannot wait to see the awesome straps combinations that I will be able to add on this Seiko Arnie 2022. I reckon that perhaps a French Army green nitro strap with a red line in the middle to match the second hand. What do you guys think? I think it will look pretty awesome in this watch. I would try to add another video showing some straps combinations. Anyway, moving on to the case diameter. Let's take a look on the Seiko Arnie 2022, and it's 45.2, and I'm counting the bezel protector. And on the Seiko Arnie 2019 is also 45.2. So in terms of size, they're both exactly the same. Now let's measure the lug to lug on the Seiko Arnie 2019, which is about let me try this way. No, let's see, 50. Okay, I got it. 49.7. And on the Seiko Arnie 2022 it looks like it's slightly bigger, 50.3. Yeah, let's talk about the case back. So on the Seiko Arnie 2022, it comes with a brass finish. On the other hand, on the Seiko Arnie 2019 is polished, and as this is a limited edition model, it only comes on they only released 4,000 pieces. So my one is the number, you won't be able to see it, but it's the 1489, just below the Prospex logo. As you can see, the case pack comes with a brass stainless steel finish, but on the Seiko Arnie 2019 is polished. So this is a total scratch magnet. Therefore, in terms of case design, I prefer the Seiko Arnie 2022. I didn't expect any less in relation to the case pack, as this is a limited edition watch. So I was expecting to have a limited edition case pack. And before I discuss the individual settings and configuration, might as well mention some of the other design options and specifications of this watch. It does come with a stainless steel case, and the glass is heartless Seiko proprietary crystal. It comes with a stainless steel strap that I personally don't like as much as I thought I would. I'm certainly planning to change the strap. What I don't like about this strap is mainly the 3-fold clasp with a button release, but it doesn't feel smooth, and I dare to say that it's a little bit wobbly and hard to press, especially when you close it. I think Seiko could have done a better job with the bracelet design. It does feel lower quality in comparison to the rest of the watch. This won't be much of a difference to me personally, because I'm planning to change the straps. It also comes with a Seiko proprietary Lumi Bright on hands and indexes. I will add some pictures with the lights off for you to appreciate better the Lumi Bright on this watch. I think it's fairly decent. Seiko does very good Lumi Bright on their watches. So it's a 200 meters Seiko water resistant, and is ISO 6425 diver certified. And this watch also has the improved caliber H855. And now we will discuss some of the functionalities of this module together. Okay, so now we're going to be doing some basic functionality breakdown and see how similar this is in comparison to the previous Seiko Arnie 2019. First of all, we will unscrew the button on my left side. I'm going to call it button A. I believe that this is the button that allows you to navigate through the various menu features. So to unscrew this button, you move it towards the 6 o'clock position, downwards. Once you do that, I'm not sure if you notice the red ring around it once the button is unscrewed. And this is a great visual aid if you're planning to go under the water. So you need to make sure that the button crown is screwed back in place and you do not have visibility over the red ring. Otherwise, you will most likely damage the watch. And this is a vast improvement of the previous Seiko Arnie 2019, as the ring was black and barely visible. Let me show you. Yeah, I definitely prefer the button on the Seiko Arnie 2022. Okay, so moving on to the functionality button. So if you press this button first, it tells you the day and date. Press a second time and it gives you a secondary time zone, which I haven't pre-configured yet. Press a third time and you see the dive lock menu. So this is different to the previous Seiko Arnie 2019. It doesn't have that functionality, and it's showing as 0 hours, as I haven't dived with this watch yet. Press once more and you have the usual countdown timer. Press once more and you have the alarm setup menu. I need to test the alarm in comparison to the Seiko Arnie 2019, but I'm fairly sure it will be fairly similar. So if you press once more, you are back on timekeeping mode. So this button, to screw it back, you move it towards the 12 o'clock position. So moving on to the button B, oh, you actually do it the other way around. So to unscrew the button, you do it towards the 12 o'clock position, and to close it, down to the 6 o'clock position. So let's see what button is this. Is the light button. You probably won't be able to see it because it's quite bright here, but yeah, if the functionality is the same as the previous Seiko Arnie 2019, if you press and hold the buttons, it gives you the battery level indicator, which is from 1 to 10, and 10 being the max. So this watch, this solar watch, is fully charged at the moment. And back to timekeeping mode and close the crown. So now we will move to button C. Again, you're gonna screw it towards the 12 o'clock position, and this time you get a blue ring, and this is the diving lock. So in order to enable this functionality, you press and hold the button and start recording your diving. Press and hold the button again, and you go back to timekeeping mode. This is very important. Once you dive in, always screw it back in place, and you do that towards the 6 o'clock position. Moving on to the crown. To undo the crown, you screw it down towards the 6 o'clock position. Then it has like a very satisfying one click, and then you put up the crown one click towards. As this is an analog digital watch, the hands sync automatically to the digital part of the watch. So once you configure the digital and you finish the configuration, the hands will automatically sync. You go through the various menu options to configure the watch with the left button, gear and so forth. And then once you finish, you screw it back, and always remember to screw the crown back in place, and you do that towards the 12 o'clock position. So this is it for now. I need to use the watch myself for a few days, then I will do a video after a few months of usage. I need to dive into some of the functionality. Now going back to the original questions of the videos, if I had to choose one versus the other, which watch do I think that offers the best value? It's tough, but I think the Seiko Arnie 2019, you do get a hell of a watch for a fraction of the price. Even though I don't like the polished finish on the case pack, I do think the crystal will be more protected and less scratch, because the bezel offers better protection, and it's also £200 cheaper, which is about 236 American dollars, or in euros 235, give or take. It's also more faithful to the original look of the Seiko Arnie 1982, I believe it was. I have it for about 2 years and it's holding up pretty well, even though the Seiko Arnie 2022 is more pleasing and complement really well with that amazing red second hand. I do not think they justify the price difference over the Seiko 2019. So you probably can get this watch for about £300 if you look around for a good offer, and it's definitely a good looking watch. They both are, but if I had to choose one, I'd probably choose the Seiko Arnie 2019. Again, there is no right or wrong answer. This is only my own preference. If you had the chance to try or to get both, I would say go for it. Both watches are great historical timepiece, and for those like me that love anything retro coming from the 80s, it's must. I really love these watches. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like it, please like and subscribe. If you have any suggestions or questions, please leave your comments below. I will try to do my best to answer any questions that you might have. Thank you for watching. I hope you have an amazing day, and until the next time.